UN tourism is a UNWTO sham. Former SG Francesco Frangialli is upset. In September 2023, the ambition of the current UN tourism, or UNWTO Secretary-General Zurab Palalikashvili was to convert his UN-affiliated agency into a Stalinist-type entity during its General Assembly in Samarkand, Uzbekistan. The attempt to be confirmed to his post for a third term without election failed due to Germany intervening at the last minute. However, Zurab's attempt to be allowed to run for a third term was approved after Chile put its weight behind a resolution only announced after Germany succeeded with its intervention. What was never discussed, however, in Uzbekistan or any UNWTO General Assembly was for the UNWTO to be converted into UN tourism. This would effectively change the intention of the General Assembly the World Tourism Organization had at its conference in Dakar, Senegal in 2008, when it converted from WTO to UNWTO. The 16th UNWTO General Assembly held in Dakar, Senegal, confirmed the leading role UNWTO can play in eliminating poverty through sustainable tourism development. Francesco Frangialli, France, was re-elected for a third mandate as Secretary-General. The General Assembly also approves the adoption of the initials UNWTO in English and in Russian. The same former Secretary-General Frangialli spoke out and explained the intention behind this 2008 change to eTurboNews, concluding that the name change announcement by UNWTO at Fitur in Madrid earlier this week has no legal basis and is a sham. The press release issued by UNWTO or UN Tourism and its branding agency Interbrand announcing UNWTO becomes UN Tourism to mark a new era for the global sector was not only wrong but a sham on its own. The lie behind the change. The statement in this release that the change has been endorsed by the organization's membership is untrue. The membership had no say. The last UNWTO General Assembly was in Uzbekistan in 2023 and no additional membership meeting was conducted. Highlighting its united support for the profound transformation and reinvention of UN tourism in recent years, as it has become more agile, visible, and ever closer to its member states, partners, and the sector as a whole. Press release statement saying the UN General Assembly approved the change from UNWTO to UN Tourism, untrue. eTurboNews spoke to Interbrand in London but received no comment on this issue. eTurboNews also asked how much Interbrand charged for this job, and they preferred not to disclose an amount. UNWTO Secretary-General Francesco Frangialli. Professor Francesco Frangialli, former UNWTO Secretary-Gen. This invention of UN tourism is total nonsense, but a sham. This is what former three-term UNWTO Secretary-General Francesco Frangialli told eTurboNews today. When, just 20 years ago, we converted our institution into a specialized agency of the United Nations, it was through an international treaty between two distinct entities with different legal personalities, the United Nations Organization and the World Tourism Organization. Through this move, UNWTO became a full-fledged member of the UN family or UN system, not a part of the United Nations. UNWTO remained independent and did not become a UN program, such as a branch of the UN. UNWTO was different from UN entities such as UNDP, UNEP, or UNICEF. How can you be UN tourism when you do have not the same mission, the same budget, the same management, and even the same membership as the UN itself? Becoming UN tourism would require a change in the name of the institution through an amendment to its statutes. Since it has not been done, the recent announcement is without any legal effect. The press release which has been issued indicates that the change is supported by UNWTO members. The way this approbation took place is a mystery. As far as I know, the General Assembly did not approve any resolution in this regard. Equally important, there is no mention of any endorsement by the United Nations Organization protocol, as it should have been requested and given beforehand. This was the case in 2004 for using the acronym of UNWTO instead of WTO. Professor Frangialli concluded. Everything demonstrates that the recent announcement is exclusively about communication, not law or substance.